obviously the added dimension of a home games does, I think, make this different. And whilst of course we're focused on winning, and that's what we're all about, I do think that for this game, I think the team's got to take on a broader aspect. And we want the nation to be proud of this games and proud of the competitors that are in it and proud of the British competitors. And I think whilst we'll fight tooth and nail, and all of the riders I know will fight tooth and nail to win, I think it's very, very important also that we do it in a fair play way, and we do it in a right way, and we do it without cheating, without absolutely down the line, and welcome our competitors to Britain to compete here. And I think we'd like people to be proud of us. I think these guys are fantastic athletes. They're brilliant role models. They're not multi-million-pound athletes that you can't get close to. They're open, they're transparent, they're very engaging, and I think we should be proud of the crazy attention to detail that this team will go to in preparation for the games, for the innovation that we'll try and show. And when we're really, really under pressure and the guys got their backs against the wall, they'll come out in a true British spirit and fight. And ultimately, I think, it might sound a bit cheesy, but actually, rather than normal teams that I pick, this actually feels more like a family, insofar as, we're going to have our squabbles and our differences, and you always get that in a run-up to an Olympics and a big competition. But I think like a family, the family unit pulls it together because you care, and it's more important. And I think in this games, being the host nation and the home team, I think it's important that equally, when we have our differences, we do come together, and we do come together under the Union Jack and make this country proud of the way we perform, and not only just the results, but the way we go about it. And that's why I'm really happy to announce this team, because I think every single rider actually will depict that and make the nation proud. So I've been asked to run through this, so bear with me. So for BMX, we selected one male, one female athlete. Liam Phillips, obviously his second games, just returning from a broken collarbone, but we're confident that Liam heals quickly and will be in great shape in a few weeks' time. And of course, Sinead's Reid. Sinead's second games as well. And also, Sinead's is in fantastic shape, and we couldn't ask for two better athletes going into the BMX competition in London. For mountain bike, we've got a veteran now, really, Liam Colleen, who will be competing in the men's discipline. And a really pleasing aspect for us, certainly for the lottery programme, is the fact that we've got a very competitive female athlete in mountain biking in Annie Last, and it's been a few years now since we've had a truly competitive female. So it's really, really pleasing for us that Annie's come on so well. And she's on a very, very steep upward curve at the moment, and hopefully she gets to the top of that curve in time for the games. But it's very, very pleasing for us that. On the track, in the women's endurance events, we've selected Wendy Hoovernagel, Danny King, Jo Rousel and Laura Trott. And I think there we've got a blend of experience and youth. I think Laura's the youngest athlete in the team, and I think there's an exuberance about that young part of that squad, which is a joy to watch. I think we've got a mix of old and new, as it were, in this team, but it blends really well together. In the men's endurance squad, we've got Geraint, who's obviously trying to defend his Olympic title that he won, breaking a world record in Beijing, and he'll be back alongside Ed Clancy, who was in the team in Beijing with him. And then introduced into the team Peter Kennett, Andy Tennant and Stephen Burke. And this team's blended really, really well together, and obviously broke the world record recently at the World Championships in Melbourne. And for the Omnium event, as well as the team pursuit, the Omnium event, Ed Clancy will be the lead rider chosen for that event. And I should probably add in the women's endurance event that Laura will be the chosen Omnium rider for the female Omnium. And moving on to track sprint, we've got two sprint riders. Vicky, of course, who needs no introduction. She's performed phenomenally well over the years for the British cycling team and at the Olympic Games, reigning Olympic champion, and of course regained her world title in Melbourne recently with a phenomenal performance. She's in great shape and really looking forward to London. And then she's partnered by Jess Varnish, who's a young athlete, very much on the up. First time for her at Olympic Games, big experience on her way to Jess, but very, very confident, particularly in the team sprint, that pairing is a real force to be reckoned with. And track sprint, again, we've got a mix of young and old, not old, but experienced, should I say, sorry. Of course, Sir Chris needs no introduction. I think he's blazed the trail for us for many, many years. Embodies everything that you need to as an Olympic, an Olympic athlete. He really is the living epitome of everything, all the Olympic ideals, all rolled into one. And I'm not just saying that because he's sitting next to me; he genuinely does. So he'll obviously lead that team. He'll be accompanied by Jason Kenny, and then young Philip Hines will get the selection to make up the team sprint squad. We haven't selected, and I'll get asked about this, but we haven't selected yet about the individual sprint and Kieran events. We're going to leave that a little bit later, but those 3 riders are named in the track sprint men's squad. On the road side, we're not finalising the final squad just yet, so we've got a short list of riders, which includes Lizzie Armstead, Nicole Cook, reigning Olympic champion, Katie Colclough, Sharon Laws, Lucy Martin and Emma Pooley. And Emma will ride the time trial. That's she's in pole position there for that event. But we'll select down to the final 4 for the 18th on the 18th of June. And on the men's side, likewise, we've got 8 riders on the short list, which will reduce down to 5 in due course, which will be around the 29th of June. And that includes Mark Cavendish, Steve Cummings, Chris Froome, Jeremy Hunt, Ian Stannard, Ben Swift, Bradley Wiggins and David Miller. So that's the team, and that's the state of play. It's a phenomenally strong team, and like I say, I'm sure it's a team that everybody can get behind and really hopefully buy into the inspirational part of what this Olympic Games is all about, and trying to inspire a new generation of young cyclists and athletes. So thanks very much.
Dave, I'd just like to ask, how hard a decision was it to select David Miller in the shortlist?
Well, it wasn't my decision really. I think ultimately, it's the BOA's team. The BOA decides its policy, and the policy that they decide is who's eligible, and they tell me who's eligible, line them up against the wall over there, and I have to pick the fastest team. And if that's my job, and it's not for me to bring a personal point of view to that. Professionally, I've been told who to select from, and then it's my job to select the fastest team. So it wasn't difficult at all in that sense.
How hard was it to persuade David to put himself forward for this?
I didn't persuade him. It's his choice. It's his own decision, and I think that's up to him.